Welcome back to Timberborn, and I am recording this video before you guys have seen the last one. So that means I haven't seen your comments on the last video. So anything that you have commented, I can't respond to in terms of what I did in the last video and in terms of ideas for builds in this video. So we will deal with that in the next episode. Why is that the case? Well, basically because I'm trying to up the number of Timberborn videos that I am putting out, because you guys seem to be enjoying them and I'm enjoying making them. And so to do that, I need to kind of block record when I can. And currently I am away, and that gives me more opportunity to record. So that's what we're doing. We are going to pause this. We have a lot of spare beavers in this district, but we're still short of beavers over here. We are, but we're also short of accommodation. I wonder if we should be looking to... There's somewhere. I've got a slightly crazy idea. Can we build? No. No, we can build it there. Can we build a ladder? Oh, no, we can't. Okay. Well, that slightly crazy idea won't work. I'm looking for somewhere to build more housing. Now, realistically, we want to put them around here, and I think that means that actually what we do is we get rid of the little welfare bits that we've put in until I do a complete rework of the housing. Why aren't you using the medical beds that we've got, Beaver Dude? Actually, we can now delete those. And I guess we could build some more medical beds. 1, 2, 3. Lovely medical beds right by the bad water discharging. So yeah, I think what we need to do is... And I could switch to using... Let's do that. Let's do that. We've unlocked ladders since we were doing stuff with housing, so let's make use of that technology, shall we? And we can do that. And then we can do that, that, and that. And that will give the population over here the potential to grow. And what we could actually do is then just send some beavers back from the other district. So let's high prioritize building those. So that's that sorted. Soon. We need storage over here. And I think, again, what's going to be sensible is to build out over the reservoir. Except if we're going to make the reservoir deeper, it's probably not sensible, is it? So maybe we build out over this side. Because I'm probably not going to make this side super deep. And we put housing in here as well, so it's going to be pain to make it really, really deep, but we'll deal with that when we get. So yeah, maybe we stick with this being this deep. What options have we got for bigger storage? So we've got the large warehouse. We've got the underground warehouse. Okay. So if we were going to build large warehouses for the things that we are growing, we need some 3x3 areas. We do 2 and then we stack. Yeah, and then let's come across there. And come across there. Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll do large warehouses like that. So you're going to be for... How have we already got that much storage for corn here? I'm very confused. Maybe it's because they're exporting it? Very, very confused by that. But anyway, we're going to put in corn. We'll put in wheat. Now, it feels to me, I think the canola only gets used as oil. So I think probably we want to be exporting that as oil. Now, can we? Yeah, we could. We could rework this. Because I'm pretty sure the bakery will transfer power. Yeah, so if we did that, and then that, and then put in a press there, and we'll put in a small tank there just as a transfer tank. And I guess we need a larger tank for canola oil. I'm going to put one there. I know it's not ideal, but we will want canola oil in the main district, and we will probably need to... Let's continue with our platform-based storage solution. So we'll come across like that. And the benefit of doing this is we're not using up any land mass. So, and we can raise the depth of this area by 1 more then. So, why are you all going swimming to build stuff? You don't need to go swimming to build it. You can build it from behind. Let's delete those so they aren't encouraged to go down there. And that will keep that district busy for a little while. They can clear all of those trees now. We probably want a few more lumberjacks there. We can have a few more haulers as well. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. Yep, and that's that done. So next job, I want to rework this area pretty much completely. So with an eye on the fact that ultimately we're going to end up over there, I think we will put the metal industry. Why have I got heavy metal playing in my head now? I'm going to move it so that we can, and I think essentially just trying to think about pathing. We're probably going to want to come across somewhere like this, which we either come straight across and across. That's probably not a dumb idea. So let's do that. Yeah, and then we can work our way down there. I'm not averse to that. So what all this rambling is about is basically I want to place the metalworking as far down as we can so it's more efficient. And I think that works in my head. So we'll get those built and then we'll delete the existing ones. This is the equivalent of 4 smelters. I believe. So if we compare, the normal one does 2 metal in 6 hours. This does 2 metal in 3 hours. So yeah, it uses 2 beavers. And it is more power efficient as well. So someone was asking about what's the point of these. So they use up half the space, and it seems like they're 50% more power efficient. No, they're more power efficient. Sorry, it's been a long day and it's quite late, but they, rather than using 400 horsepower, we're using 300 horsepower for the same amount of metal production. So I think that's quite good as well. So that's going in. Over here, we want to do something similar. I'm just thinking that this path doesn't necessarily need to be where it is. So I'm thinking we could delete that. We'll keep that staircase there in case we want it in the future. A bit of me would like to have it here so it's closer. So along here. Now we can do that, because all we need to do is yeah, we'll just do that. Actually, let's do that way, and that will allow us to cut that in, and we can put in a couple of explosives factories and some centrifuges. So that'll be that sorted. They're busy. I'm just wondering, is there anything? Planks and logs are coming in. Bricks. So let's. What are you doing? Bricks we will force import. So we can. Let's just get you hauling as well. We can leave that. I know there's some inefficiency here. We're getting storage built. It's going to take a little while. We've got plenty of planks and gears, bricks, clay. So the housing's built over here. We've got 6 spare beds. I think we probably 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to send 1, 2, 3, 4 beavers back over to main district. We've ended up with, we've got 8 free beds and a homeless beaver. Okay, no, we're okay. We're okay. They've sorted themselves out. And we've got less unemployed now, which is good. I'm not sure what they are working on building. Where are our builder beavers? Ah, they're finishing this off. That is okay by me. It's okay by me. Right, let's give the game a bit of a kick in the backside so we can get stuff done. How much power? Lots of power. So I'm wondering. I am wondering how much irrigation we're going to need to irrigate this whole area, because I would like to have this whole set of 3 plateaus be forest. So we're probably going to have irrigation up here to start. And maybe we try and do something that's nice. But maybe not the super efficientist. This is so weird. Are you stuck or are you just phasing weirdly? Don't know. But I'm not going to watch because it's doing me head in. Yeah, so we've got quite a bit of building. Well, they've built that. That's good because that's all of that sorted. It's interesting that we've got contamination in the corner there. So I guess we need some contamination barriers along there. Because that shouldn't be contaminated behind there. No. So, but that does mean we've got access to more farmland once we work out what we're going to plant. So we probably could now stand to export some tomatoes. Now I'm not an expert. One of you watching. Import if needed. The export threshold. I'm going to set this at 50%. I'm going to set it 25%. It says we've got 200. I'm just going to, if I go on here, it says we've got none. So whether these guys are eating all of the tomatoes that we're growing. So let's do an experiment. I'm going to prioritize deleting all of these trees. I don't know if or as many as we can delete with what they can get to. Let's go with that. So the foresters have cleared all of these. We're going to leave the foresters in. I'm going to build a small warehouse for explosives so that we can start to stockpile some explosives in this district for doing the irrigation project. You are going to be canola oil. Why? Yeah, they'll get to that. So the other way we can get them to delete all of those trees is have them do that. And it's interesting that the other district is building some of this project. I guess it's close enough. I'm going to high prioritize that. That will let them rip these out. We're going to plant a load of tomatoes. But then what we want to do is going to come up here. So I'm going to place a 3x3 like that. That should irrigate this whole area, I think. Yeah, because that's less than 10. That's less than 10. Yep. So that should irrigate that whole area. But what I'm thinking then is we demolish that out, put a dam or a floodgate in there, and have the next irrigation pond be there. Just so it looks nice. We can have things look nice, so... are we importing planks? We are, so that's good. I do think we might benefit from having some small piles for things like planks. So let's do that. Because obviously that's really helping with the speed that we build these. There we go. So put that in. And then down here we will do... We'll put that there, but then we'll do 3x3 there. And put a dam there. Obviously that placement is not optimal. I get that. It's about trying to do something that's somewhat interesting as well. I know. How novel. Let's prioritize those so we can think about our power grid as well. We need to do those bits as well. Yeah, I just want to try and do something a bit... I tend to do builds that are... I'm not averse to building big things if you've not seen it. I built something that I called, or actually one of the viewers named the Stackaqueduct, which was this gigantic stacked power thing before Skystorm built his. Before you all say, oh yeah, Skystorm built one of those. As soon as we could do three-dimensional water, I built that. It was really cool. But I tend to not do these kind of things that are a bit more interesting because they're not efficient. So, yeah. Why are you not building this? I'm pretty sure we've got planks. You must be able to get across to it. I'm kind of confused as to why they've not come to build that. So we want... Well, we might reattack that in a moment. Let's make that water set to obtain. And then... Is that... Yeah, so we're going to do advanced, attach to stream gauge. We're going to attach it to the stream gauge down there. We're going to pause if it is above point. Can I get some? Yeah, that'll do. Unpause if it's below point. Yeah, that'll do. So we'll let those fill up, see what that looks like. Still not building that. Right, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to replace it. can tell them to build it. There we go. So obviously the game got itself a little bit confused there. So that's that, and then that was going to be corn. So, right, they've ripped those out. So let's come in here. Let's delete those, and we are going to plant a whole heck load of tomatoes as a test. And I know some of that is contaminated. I'm hoping the contamination barriers will help sort it once they go in. But basically, I'm not sure how that export thing works, so we're going to see if we can work it out. These are waiting for bricks and bricks. It helps if you unpause your brick kiln, doesn't it? Yep, it does. Again, we have 8 spare beds in that district. We have 10 spare beavers in that district. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I know I can use the minimums. I'm not a big fan of it. Certainly not at this point. So we'll do it this way. Let's manage distribution. And where is the canola oil? You can never see stuff when you're looking at it, can you? So it's not going to be in there. It's going to be an ingredient, isn't it? That it? Yeah. Export if needed. So because they do have a decent amount of it, and maybe we can make use of it. Let's pause you until we've got you sorted out properly. Let's come over here. I'm going to pause that for now because we've got 2,500 bad water stored up. Put that in. Our corner. Straight shaft, and then an upward shaft. There we go. And then we can do landscaping, explosives. So 2 explosives factories, and then centrifuge 1. Yes, I think we'll do 2 centrifuges as well. Just to kind of get an early start on extract, because I always find late game I'm short on extract. So we've got bad water storage there, so that's probably okay. We want let's platform over that. In fact, let's do that. And then we can do a large warehouse for explosives. And as we don't have terraforming yet, we'll do 3 of those. And we'll do a large tank for extract. They need logs, so let's do a small storage for logs. Set to obtain. You will be set to supply. You will be set to supply. You are not set to anything, which is fine. And you're both built, so I'm going to delete that as a temporary measure for now. I'm going to just do that. just to get the power connected through. We're going to delete. No, we're not going to delete the explosives factories yet. We're going to let them get those built. We're going to put in the missing piece of path. There. Awesome. All those tomatoes are now growing. That's hydrated quite a nice area. I wonder if we nudged it up to 0.6. Would it... No, it's gonna... So... I'm torn as to whether we do another one somewhere here to do this area. Or whether we go in here and hope that it hydrates up. If I was to do, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So if I did somewhere there, that should hydrate a lot of that. Let's try that. We might not quite get the corner. But I want to get the hydration sorted before I start thinking about planting stuff. There. How are we doing over here? So the first explosives factory is in, which means we can now get rid of this one and this one. Let's just pause a second. I'm going to push all of the junk forwards. Not normally a big fan of doing this, but I think it just makes our life a little bit easier. Let's do that. And when I say not normally a big fan of it, it's normally just because I can't be bothered to do that extra step. Yes, and then we're going to do power, and we're just going to run, for now, a straight connection across there. I know it's not pretty, but it'll work. It will do a job, and that's what's important. In fact, I'm going to prioritize that because I'm not sure if we need a whole load of metal blocks, which we do. So, yeah, we need to get that built so that we can get metal production going. We need to get scrap collection going again. So let's do that. You can be emptied. Once you're done, let's detonate you. We can put the path back. There, we'll put... I hate how the game does corners of paths. And because of that, we're going to put it there. Fluid dump there. Stream gauge there. And what we'll do is, in the horrible bit, we'll put a water tank. So, well, that scared me. 174 water as I eat. But because it's just this district. Which is okay. That is just fine. So we'll see what that does for the irrigation of that area. And then maybe we'll be able to put in the forester. But yeah, I think we might need even more contamination barriers along there. Which is kind of weird, but, you know, I'm not a game dev, so... Right, let's get the old metal production going. So we've got charcoal storage there, explosives, that can be emptied out now, that doesn't need to be there. We'll delete that for now. Yeah, so we've got the charcoal. We will have the charcoal. Let's set that to obtain. Metal blocks are set to supply. Scrap metal is just going to be what it is. And we are not going to have you be scrap metal. You can be logs. Because they may as well store the scrap metal there. I think there might be an argument for actually building a decent sized store for metal blocks. I'm going to move the scavenger flag. To stop him cutting across where we're going to be blowing things up. Because that feels like a bad idea to me. So, yep. I guess they're just not getting around to emptying that yet. I suppose they're busy. So that's... We've got a lot of bad water. We don't need to be running that for a while unless we want to use it to generate water. And to do that, we need Phoenix Essence, which we have. So we could be generating 45 water every 5 hours. So 20 water... No... 4 cycles, 90, 240 water a day. It's kind of not really needed, but you know, explosives is full, so let's pause those for now until they get the storage built. So this is in, so let's do the same thing. Let's attach to stream gauge. Much like JC said, I really wish you could type the numbers in here. I find this slider mechanic really difficult to get the numbers that I want, so we'll go with close enough is good enough. We did not hydrate that bit. Or down here. So that's a bit annoying. I'm wondering if we make this just a bit bigger. I mean, that's what, 1, 2 blocks. If we made this pool slightly bigger, it would hydrate some of that. And that, I think. So with the way hydration works, this is not going to necessarily expand the area because the volume is bigger. It's going to hydrate this because we're moving where the edge is, basically. Yeah, it's not rocket maths. It's not doing anything wonderfully clever. It is purely because we're moving the edge, and that's going to move where it hydrates to. But I think that might be worth it. So it might not work. I don't normally faff around with this kind of thing to experiment, but we gained a little bit. So yeah, if we want to hydrate this corner, we're going to have to put in another hydration point, I think. I'm going to ponder that for now as to whether I really want to do that. What we are going to do is put platforms there and put in our first forester, and that can cover quite a significant area, which is great. So we'll get that in. We are drying out a little bit down here. What's the depth on this guy? 0.5. We're 0.48, so I think we're just going to have to accept that we're going to lose a few of these tomatoes. I can deal with that. Let's think about food. So if we were to go into the grill to do the grilled bell peppers, we need peppers and canola oil. We have all of the constituent parts for that over here. So let's put in another grill and start grilling ourselves some peppers, shall we? We could do the same up here as well, so these guys can benefit from some new yummy food. I think what we'll do is put it there. So if we did that, and then we'll put in a U. So if we do a canola oil tank set to obtain, we'll set you up as peppers set to obtain. And then we need a storage that we can set up. You'll do just fine as grilled bell peppers. Awesome. So once that's built, we can get that going. You, we will set as grilled bell peppers. And what we can do is we can make use of these spaces. And we can put in some small storages for some food. So grilled bell peppers. We've got storage for grilled corn, haven't we? So let's go apples. Yep. That works for me. So this guy is in, so covers all the way to there. I think what we'll do is we'll bring the path there because it doesn't take up much space, and we'll do that and bring the path there. There is a method to this, maybe. And just looking at how long I've been going for, I think. So I want to set this up as a somewhat random forest, which is going to be a bit of a pain in terms of how we put things in. Because I can't just do big blocks of things, and particularly for the cutting. So what I'm going to do is throw in some trees for now. We probably want some apple trees in here as well. Just to get something started. we've done pine trees, got apple trees, maple trees. We definitely want some of those. Yeah. So the thing that's a bit of a faff is only setting the oak trees to be cut, for example. But I think this ends up looking much cooler. So what I'm going to do for now is unmark all of the tree cutting area. Yep. We'll get that going so that the two foresters can start planting some of the trees. You can see there's a lot more I need to put in. That's the job for me to sit and do off camera and set up the tree cutting and all that kind of thing. Because it'll take a while. Right, those are in. The first centrifuge is almost in, which is good. Up to 44,000 science. So there's a few reasons that we want pine trees. How are we doing for explosives? We've still got some. That's okay. Not least for these guys. So these don't block water, so we can put them down in the river bed, and they hold 150,000 HPH, and they'd lose essentially 0. So, but we need 80 pine resin to build each one. But these will allow us to store huge amounts of power. Not enough to get through a long drought, but they will help. And one of the things that I want to do at some point to help with that, because I don't want to be relying on engines for everything. Although the fuel is incredibly efficient, why are we so inefficient? We're basically out of scrap metal. Okay, so let's get another scrap flag. So we have 7 spare beds. We have 10 spare beavers. So again, let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll just keep sending the beavers over. Clearly we need more ability to pull scrap metal out now, so let's do that. Let's do that. So we've got one centrifuge, centrifuge in, so we've got some extract. We've got nowhere to store extract yet, so probably we should give that a bit of a kick of priority and pause that because we're not using extract particularly yet. But that means what we can do is make this now more efficient by using extract. But at the moment we've got loads of bad water, so we're okay there. I wonder if it would be sensible we should probably put them closer to population actually. So this is in now, so let's do close below 3%. So that should so that open currently. So what I'm thinking is that we set these to be permanently open. And what that will do is when the bad tide ends, it will allow this to fill up with clean water. So, yeah. what was I thinking about? Decontamination pods. We don't need any at the moment, but I wonder if it would be sensible to build a few in preparation for. Let's get those built. And what I'm thinking is we could put them here. We could quite easily change this. The alternative would have been if we hadn't put the Phoenix thingy there. But we have options. We have options. We have power in a lot of places. We could make use of this guy and actually put some in here. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, we've got options. I'm not worried, actually. We'll deal with that when we need to. So let's just make sure that you're an obtain. Scrap metal, you don't need to exist. The scrap metal we want to be over here. And we're just about keeping up with the need for it now. But we do have 50 metal beams. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the other scrapper flag to that side. We're going to eventually get this placed so that we can move the scrap metal storage. Eventually. I have a plan for something else that I would like to build here, but we need to get to it. Water is holding pretty firm. We can't fit another underground tank anywhere easily. Well, we can, but it's a long haul because we'd have to put it places where the beavers can't easily get to. So actually, with this jobby, what we could do is take that out, put that there, yes, put that there, reprioritize that, put those there, put that there, and then maybe we put in this district one of the underground water tank thingies. We're importing, I think we're importing everything we need to make that. So you can see they've made a start on planting that. I said I will do the rest of that off camera and get it finished. How are we looking for tomatoes now? We have 50 of 200 in the district, which I think says to me it's working because we have it set at 25%. So does that mean we have I know I need to move the district center. Do we have any tomato storage over here? Is that tomatoes? Yeah. Maybe it's working. we have tomato storage in this district? I don't think we do, actually. So let's put in a storage for, because that's probably part of the problem. Possibly part of the problem. Yeah, that there's no storage in this district. So how can they maintain a minimum? Yeah. I can buy that. I can buy that. That's looking kind of low with the old evaporation. I guess they've just not got to building that yet, which is fine. Bricks, planks. Again, there's just a lot to be built. Let's speed the game up a little bit. There's just a lot to be built. Yeah, so you're going to go now, and we're just going to have you work on that side. So I would like, I guess temporarily we could make that be metal blocks. Because they seem to be using the scrap metal as fast as these guys can rip it out of the ruins. So maybe we go down to one of those, because we've got nearly 100 metal blocks stored up. And no, we've got silly amounts of science. We're going to start spending more of it in a moment. Don't worry. Don't ye worry, dear viewer. I have a plan for the science. Oh, let's pause you. So that's in. So what we're going to do is basic pause, unpause, pause. Pause, unpause, pause. So those will run during the temperate season and hopefully help fill up this guy. That seems sensible to me. Yeah. So hopefully we can get this stuff finished. How are we looking over here? So someone did suggest that if I have the beavers working less hours, they will produce more kits. My solution is maybe we just have one of the breeding pods running. Might sort it. Might sort it. Are we out of explosives? We're not. They just haven't got around to building it yet. I guess it's a priority thing. Guess it's a priority thing. But that is okay. So we're still using the scrap metal as fast as we can make it. So not too worried about that. Actually, we've got the Phoenix essence now, haven't we? So we can make fully grown beavers. You produce the Phoenix essence, don't you? I wonder if I just need somewhere to put, I think, one with a tank. Oh, let's do it there. Yes. Yep, we've got all the components to build it. We'll put a tank with Phoenix essence in it there. And that will deal with our apparent slight shortfall in ability to produce beavers, and we will skip the adolescent stage. So, yep. That works for me. We probably need to think about more well-being stuff. Let's put in a ladder there, and we'll do a rooftop terrace there. We've not built any scratches yet, which someone pointed out, and those are kind of nice, easy, well-being buffs. What else have we got? We've got contemplation spot. Let's put that in. This district has 12 unemployed beavers, so let's fire a bunch of them over to the main district. Which has a bunch of homeless beavers now, so let's resolve that. I really need to rework the housing over here. That might be a job for next time. We might need to get some tenement housing going over here. Priority tool. There we go. But equally, these guys might like some scratches now. So, the water source is there. So, well-being. Scratches over the river. Why not, hey? Why not, indeed? That we will get picked up. Sorry, I'm just checking the time. It's almost time for me to call it a day, is what the time is. But I think in this district as well, we will put in a couple of those thingies. Technical term, sorry, I shouldn't use technical terms like that. So let's do that. We're going to do a bit of well-being cheese. We haven't done much well-being cheese, so we'll do a couple of roof pieces. Well, we did a bit and then I deleted it, so decoration. We'll get the brazier back. And we'll put in the beaver bust thingy. There we go. So that'll give us a bit of a well-being boost over there. Let's come in here and put in the roof piece. That's hitting both anyway. If we put the, I think if we put in the bust there, that will get both of them. What else have we got? Yeah, let's throw in a beaver statue as well. So these guys are probably lagging behind a little bit because they don't have one of the monuments. So, yep. Did think about also doing another fireplace, not fireplace, campfire there. We didn't put any contemplation spots over here, did we? I think we can contemplate things from the abyss. And by that, I mean just high up above stuff. So that's those. It'd be cool if they could get that lot built, but we are giving them quite a bit of work to do. So that's all built, which is great. So we've got extract going. We'll get one of the explosives factories going while they get the big explosives warehouse built. I wish we could automate and like get this to turn on when we run out, because it generates stuff so quick. The Phoenix essence is full, so we can probably pause that guy. We've still got 1400 water, which is pretty nice. I'm wondering if at some point we need to increase our pumping capabilities, water pumping capabilities. Which I guess essentially means either moving the pumps out so we can get more out over the water, or putting in pumping down here to run during the temperate season. Either is an option. I mean, we've added 2, I guess, because we can get these running. So, and we can move water between districts. That is not impossible. Yeah. Could we come build these? So I guess it doesn't really matter. We're not going to tackle the other thing that I was going to put here today because it's kind of late. And I would like to get some sleep because I have work in the morning. So we're going to play up to the end of the bad side, partly because I'd like to see how this behaves. And what it does for things. We are quite low on charcoal. Do we have a second one of those? Kiln. No, that would be why. Did I delete it and not replace it? I think I did. But we can be smart. We can be smart. As the man himself says, we have technology. So if we go in here, we can put the kiln for the charcoal above the storage. No, or do we build? Actually, no. Let's not do that. Let's build the kiln, because the main consumer of charcoal, I think, is our smelters. So let's do this. I think the recipe is just wood. Yeah, let's do that instead. We're going to detonate that now, and we're going to put in the large industrial pile. Looks like some of the well-being stuff is getting built. For metal blocks, that can be a supply. And then once that's built, that can go back to be, this one can go back to being for scrap metal. So yeah, but we are almost out of charcoal. Thankfully, this doesn't use very much. So I bet it's the other district that has spare beavers mostly. So probably we can pause this now, but we've got it there if we need it. Water-wise, we've finished with 13. So we've used 4K for like a 30-odd day drought. So, yeah. Not too worried about that. Let's get more explosives being made. I mean, I guess we could just have like one beaver working in here. It's going to make 120 bad water a day. So let's just have a look at, we'll do each district separately. If we can. I don't know if we can actually. So pretty much all their basic needs are being met. Everything up to apple pies. We're not doing badly for well-being, are we? We're not doing badly. And if we go over here, we're up at 26, so slightly better. We've got some injuries. Food is the same. We've got the extra monument, which is a +5. And that, folks, is the end of the bad tide. And the end of this video. So yeah, I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. So that should keep that full of water, which is just going to make it look nicer. So they're pumping. They're going to pump. We need to make sure they're prioritized by haulers. We need to make sure that that's full. That'll all come back. That will do its thing. Sorry for the fast mouse moving. That's doing its thing. That's generating bad water. I think we're in a pretty good place, you know. I think we're in a pretty good place. So, I might... So, you will have seen the last video before I record the next video. I might have recorded episode 11 before you see this one, which is episode 10. And we are going to, I think, be working on filling this gap with something constructive. What I'm going to try and do between videos is get the forest sorted. So get the rest of the trees planted, get the trees that are going to be cut down marked as cuttable, get in the gatherer flags and all that kind of thing. And so yeah, you'll see the full effect of it then once it's grown, obviously. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have found this video enjoyable. Hope you're enjoying the extra videos, and thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. I will see you all next time.